Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It's a day of love and joy and telling people to kill themselves. I hope this makes it out on Valentine's Day, or else that joke's not going to age very well. Here's the thing, okay? There's another hilarious thing that's been stewing in the Genshin community, but this time it's been a little bit more isolated to TikTok, but I think it's something interesting that I want to talk about more, and it's pertaining to the content creator, The Jonathan. Now, if you haven't seen The Jonathan before, I have been exposed to his content, like through his TikTok content, and actually more so on YouTube Reels. I don't go on TikTok as much, but on the YouTube Reels side, that's where I watch it more so. And look, I don't know The Jonathan personally, and I don't really watch a lot of Genshin content, but to be honest, I had watched his reels as they came through. They seem to be like kind of like edited really well. His energy is kind of funny. And as much as I like have my frustrations with Genshin, I actually didn't mind, watching some of his reels as they happen, but he's been getting into a little bit of hot water. Now, listen, you don't necessarily need to like The Jonathan and love his content. And look, I just want to give you a little bit of a sample here of what his content's actually like.
Boss has different voice lines for every Natland character. What? The new boss has a unique voice line for every person it kills. Oh no. Today I am role-playing as Dottore, or we are making some human sacrifices. Let's test it out. Let's see. Okay.
Now, as you can see here, it's definitely, more of like the fast-paced, edited, we're going in, oh, this goofy, fun little thing. Like, it's just lighthearted and fun content. And look, well, not everyone's gonna be the target audience for this, and it's maybe gonna be more like young people or people who are hyper fans of Genshin Impact that they like it. Like, his content, honestly, from everything that I have seen, it's not really a big deal. It's kind of like not that controversial. However, this came through the feed where The Jonathan dropped a video talking about apparently like a whole bunch of harassment he's been getting from the Genshin community. People who've been coming into his comments telling him to kill himself, telling him he just needs to quit, to leave, saying some apparently pretty horrendous things, enough so that he needed to kind of break character here for a moment and put this video out about it being time to talk.
Probably not going to be one of my normal videos. For the past couple of months, if not longer, I've had hundreds of people tell me to kill myself, thousands of people spreading insane lies about me, and millions of views of people hate farming me. So I'm going to talk about it. I wasn't sure if I was going to make a video on this, but I kind of just wanted to be honest with what's going on and what I've been going through in turn. And in all honesty, it's kind of crazy to have this community that you genuinely love and that you've loved and tried to spread positivity in and make content for their enjoyment for years now, suddenly turn on you and start spreading insane lies about you, telling you to kill yourself, and purposely mischaracterizing you to farm kind of hate content. I just feel like hate farming has kind of become so prevalent in and surrounding the Genshin community, which sucks because it just makes everything so negative. But that's a big issue and probably should be talked about in a different video. Yeah, and
now, I just want to be clear here that if anybody's ever going out and just harassing somebody unjustifiably, or just because you don't like their content, just move on. That's not something you need to be doing and jumping in and telling somebody to go in and kill themselves, to be honest. Now look, I'm not a freaking pearl clutcher here. If you've got friends that you're close with and you're joking around and somebody, you make a joke about somebody and you go, oh man, kill yourself, or KYS, end of service, as some of us like to say in the gotcha sphere, that's not an issue. That's not a big deal. I'm not some freaking pearl clutcher about it. But if you don't have that kind of relationship with somebody, or you're somebody like The Jonathan who's apparently been getting tons of messages and tons of quote tweets, but whatever, stitches in TikTok of people saying things like that, it can kind of suck and it can really wear on you. So I understand the absurdity of the situation. Now, I'm gonna be honest though, if you want to see his full kind of talking about it and what's been going on, he does go on to say that he said it was allegedly because of some Nervalette clit, where he kind of was being a little bit extra thirsty or objectifying the character. So I went digging for it. And honestly, the only clip I could find was this one of a glitch that happened about a year ago where you could go into Nervalette's Ascension. And honestly, it's kind of a nothing burger. Check this out.
Turn into a Baja Blast? Charge tag and cancel as soon as the beam starts. Wait, first off, can we admire that this man can fly over water? He's just a silly little guy. Okay, here we go. Hame!
It's goofy Zoomer content for Genshin fans.
He's got the LED RGBs. He's got the gamer cape. Oh my gosh, he looks divine. Ah yes. Ah yes. He was a mermaid. I didn't think you could make Nervalette look even more majestic, but alas, here he is. Wait, okay, what happens when he plunge attack? He literally looks like a crystal fly. How many?
Look, it goes on for another few seconds here, but you get the idea. It's nothing. There's nothing happening here. Now, maybe there's another Nervalette clip that I'm not aware of that he did do a little bit more with, but this is the glitch Nervalette clip that I could find, and it's straight up a nothing burger. So I don't actually think this is about the Nervalette clip. I think it's actually about something else. It's because actually there was another glitch. There was another glitch that came out a couple months ago where the camera effects in Genshin Impact could be glitched out so you could stop the sensor from happening. All of us have seen the sensor of whether you're climbing with the character, running around with the character, whatever, kind of moving the camera angle around. You know, it starts to like go more transparent. All of the Hoyoverse games have this. Zenless, Star Rail. I don't know if Impact Third has it because of the way the game operates, but yeah, Zenless, Star Rail, and Genshin all have this same sensor effect. However, there was a glitch where you could remove that sensor effect and then you could actually get more of an underlook of the characters. And now look, both Doro and Jonathan, I'm going to mute the music because there's a music edit on here, but you can see, no, we'll keep the music on, whatever. We risk being demonetized, is what it is. But this is the only area that I could find the clip, and this isn't even from the Jonathan's page. So as you can see, like, it's a very snappy edit, but what happened was sensor was off, so they went down, they could look under the characters, and they were like, oh man, that's crazy. Because of course, nobody has ever tried to do that in the game before. So there's a lot of people trying to like angle him as like a creep or a perv or whatever for doing something like this, when really it's just kind of like a nothing burger. Like if you look at how the general gacha community approaches these games overall, like everyone makes gooning jokes about these games, whether it's straight or gay or whoever you are, everybody's always making some kind of gooning joke. So I think what's actually happening here is a case of like a lot of people just don't like his style of content, and then they're now trying to find every reason, whatever, to kind of tear the Jonathan down in this circumstance. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I went digging for like trying to see like, oh, he's getting this harassment. People are saying these things, like, where am I seeing it? And I'm gonna be honest, I went through a bunch of his TikToks, like scrolling through like some of his more recent ones. This is not a more recent one, but I went through scrolling through looking for comments, and honestly there was basically nothing on his recent TikToks. And so in his video he goes to talk about it and say that he's getting lots of like comments and like reactions to it. So I went like kind of like looking for some of these videos, and that's where I found this one. I found this other TikTok here, and like it seems to be the one that like it's just kind of funny. And when somebody's like whenever I say I like Genshin streamers, I don't like Genshin streamers, I always mean these two. And they show Doro and the Jonathan, and then I never mean them. And then they go to show on a couple other creators. They drop the Ziox maid clip in here. Like, it's just so funny to me, like, to be honest. And I went through scrolling through here, and yes, there was a few kind of like anti-Jonathan Doro comments, a lot of people who don't like them, and like, but I honestly wasn't seeing anything that dramatic. To be honest, the area I found more of the comments themselves was in comments in response to this video that he put up. Like, for example, he's talking about people telling him to kill himself, and then somebody replied with, listen to them, you know? That's pretty brutal. There's a couple other ones in here as well. A couple other, like, it's funny, you'll see keys will pop up, like Keys. Let's see if I can find one here. Mr. Ahmed here, keys, bruh. And I think it's because it's young kids having KYS get auto-corrected, so you don't see it. And like, just the Genshin community drives me crazy sometimes. It's so hilarious. What I really think is taking place here is Jonathan has some aunties who don't like his style of content. They don't like his energy and what he brings to it, and they want any reason to just kind of hate on the dude. And so they're, you know, reframing some of these old clips of him looking at some of the characters and doing some very mild gooning that's like not serious at all, and trying to paint him as this creep. But also, I gotta be honest, it seems a little one guy. And I mean by one guy is like, you know, I don't see a ton of people coming in and like doing the harassment that he's claiming here. That's saying a bunch of like the kill yourselves, everything being added into it. Like, I'm not seeing as much. So maybe he sees more on his feed. Maybe there's more like tags and stuff that he's getting, that he's being bombarded with. But at least from like how I'm searching for it, it doesn't seem like it's actually like taking over and doing a ton. So let's put all of this into a nice bow. If you don't like a content creator, just stop watching their content and move on with your freaking day. You don't need to come in here and keep harassing somebody and telling them to kill themselves. 2, I'm not a pearl clutcher. If friends want to tell each other to kill themselves, I'm not going to be sensitive about it. It's not that big of a deal. 3, at least from what I'm seeing here, I don't think that Jonathan is any kind of crazy creep. I think it's the Genshin community being overly sensitive and blowing things way out of proportion for doing something that I guarantee you basically every other content creator did when it was available during the game, or at least at some point have tried to turn the camera down and do it. And I guarantee you, if you are a Genshin player, you have done it at some point. So get off your high horse and stop your moral grandstanding. Everybody just needs to chill out for a little bit. I don't know if the Jonathan's gonna end up seeing this. Probably not. But the Jonathan, if you end up seeing this, and if you end up seeing this clip of me here, you're gonna be okay, dude. Tell them to just take a hike. A lot of the Genshin community is retarded. You just gotta ignore that portion of it that's just gonna try and harass you because they just don't like you for your style of content. If you want to keep making Genshin content, go nuts, man. But like, don't actually do it. I'll also put that out there too. But look, that's gonna be it for this one, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.